Hey guys, welcome to the video, and in this video I've got something good for you. This is my new car. It's a Rav4 2022 LE hybrid, and I don't know if you can hear this thing, but this thing is actually on right now. It's running on the battery. That's what happens when you start it. At first I got pretty confused if it's even on or not. That was like a few times because I drove a V6 before this, so that thing was pretty loud. So the reason why I want to show you guys this car is because I want to show you guys what I actually got it with and all the customization that I'm going to put in this playlist, one after another, to show you guys how you can customize yours and how I do all these things down the road. This is a hybrid, so we get that blue Toyota logo there, but I got the black grille. In the past, like, you know, these lower trims, they look pretty bad with the trim and grill and everything, but this one, it looks pretty decent, honestly. They did cover the fog light spot here, so unfortunately I don't have any fog light, but this is something that I can do later down the road. I'm still trying to figure this out. There's so many things that's on my mind right now. So excited to do all of these things, but I don't want to void any warranty, especially because I got the 10-year extended bumper to bumper warranty that I actually paid for. So I don't really want to void anything. I'm going to try to do as much as I can without voiding any warranty. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Let me just show you guys what I have with the car. So one of the package with this car was paint protection film. So you can't really see them. They're like, you know, unless you're like very close up, but there you go. There is a difference here. So it's like a screen protector kind of thing on a phone screen, really. It basically protects the paint from getting damaged from rock chips and stuff like that as you're driving. And you know, when it chips the paint, water starts to touch the metal, it starts rusting. Especially I live in Buffalo, so it's crazy snow and salt out here, so that gets pretty messy and everything gets rusted here. I got aluminum wheel, which I really like. They don't look too bad, nothing too crazy either that looks cheesy. It's just a nice color and nice material here. I really like that. I got the wheel lock. I got signal lights here on the mirror, which is pretty nice to have on an LE. I like how Toyota doesn't really like discriminate that much, which is pretty nice. And then we got this package here, which is gonna protect us from any dings and dents, opening the door. And of course, this is where the gas goes. We don't have another port on the other side because this is not the prime. The lift gate here in the back is manual, and it has two handles on both sides, but it does have a soft opening and closing. Now off to the back here, as you can see, we got a huge Rav4 logo here. This is a weather proof mat here. This is another package that I got with the car. This is basically going to protect all the carpets and stuff from getting wet, from any water or anything, you know, any dirt or anything like that, really. You just take it out, clean it, put it back on. It's pretty nice. And before I show you the rest, let me show you this thing. I guess they started putting this in most of these cars here nowadays. It could be helpful if you live in places like New York City, where people steal stuff out of your trunk or anything like that. If they see anything valuable, you could hide them. The continuation of this mat actually ends here, but then seamlessly they actually did this pretty nice. As you can see, we have another piece here that kind of goes out and goes up all the way on the back of the seat. The reason why we have this back part is because if we want to put more things in the car, we can put these seats all the way flat, so we have a huge cargo spot space that's gonna match this height here. And this is a really good height, honestly. I had a hard time dealing with the Explorer sometimes because it was pretty high, so this is a little bit less high, so you know, I can put things in and out way easier than I had to. We do compromise a little bit, I guess, on the cargo space, but again, this is a Rav4 that I'm comparing to an Explorer, so yeah, I shouldn't be comparing at all, actually. Another nice thing we have here is this little cubby. We can put stuff in here. I just currently have some receipts here, but you can definitely put stuff in there. And this is, under this thing is that carpet thing, and then this is where the spare goes. I guess the battery is like on the right side, or maybe under the passenger seat. I don't really know. I think there was one here, but like I don't know which model, but I don't want to give you guys wrong information. But this is where the spare goes. I always keep a jump starter just in case, although you don't really need these things if you have a Toyota. I have this thing here that I want to show you guys. I made a video on this. This thing is basically, it'll help you get on the roof by installing this on one of the door hinge, which is pretty cool. It's like to have these just in case. You never know if you need them. That's pretty much it for the back. The windows and glasses are pretty tinted, a lot more tinted than the other generations. I'm gonna sit here in the second row, and it's a lot of room. The last Rav4 that I test drove, I think it was like a 2019 model, and I didn't like that at all because there was no leg room. But honestly, this is really good amount of leg room, and my family had no issues with this. So that's the only reason why I actually got to get this car, trading in the Explorer. So it's pretty cool. It's cloth seat, by the way, because it's an LE, of course, so we have cloth seats here. But where I live in Buffalo, it's a huge wait time for any vehicles, any Toyota vehicle especially. People are waiting 6, 7, 8 months for their car to arrive if they order one, so it's going crazy. This one, somebody just canceled their order, and I actually got to have that. So that's why I got to, I literally got this right when I found out about it. I had like literally 5 minutes to think about and say yes to this car. Other than that, it looks pretty nice in the inside. It feels pretty nice. It's a new car, of course. It just feels nice to be in here for that reason. In the back here, we also have weatherproof mat here from Toyota, and this is something that I really like. Even though this is a base model, our Camry is also LE, but then the Camry doesn't actually have this thing in the back, and I feel like it's a lot of hassle dealing with people that are in the back. Either would get too hot or too cold, and then people in the front would basically face the extreme part of the AC or heater. So I kind of didn't like that, but this one has its own vent for the passengers here, which is pretty nice to have. And then there is a cigarette outlet port here that I connected this with 2 USB port, so people can charge their phones and stuff. I don't know why they couldn't just put USBs. I guess they're a little bit more expensive to put in when they're making hundreds of cars, but that's a bummer. But I got to figure that out. If you guys are doing this, just a quick tip is that this one, I got it like pretty small. Like you could get them, most of these are pretty huge, and then they stick out a lot. This one I tried getting like as much flush as I possibly can, so it doesn't have a large profile, and the whole thing is aluminum, so it's pretty strong and heavyweight, so it doesn't get messed up. This is going to be the passenger seat, and some things I added here is the backup camera for the trailer. I am getting a tow hitch, of course, and this is going to be the backup camera for my trailer that I'm building currently. I just put this on here so I don't get the suction cup dirty. And then that's my radar detector. All the wires here are coming through this into this box here, and then as you can see, it's not closed all the way, so I'm kind of damaging this thing. I got to figure out a better way to do this. And they basically come out of here and then gets connected to these. So I picked this splitter from Harbor Freight. So from one cigarette port, I get 2, which is gonna power this one and this one, and then it's also gonna power the dash cam here. That's gonna get plugged into a USB port. And then we also have the climate control here. One thing I really like is that you have the auto climate control for this side and this side of the vehicle, and then in the back as well, which is going to be, this one here. The people in the back doesn't have the option to choose their temperature, but they do have the option to close their vent on and off. Right now, our battery is running a little bit lower side, on the lower side, so as you can see, the engine is charging the battery right now. And then most of the time, when I start the car, and then most of the driving in the city is always the battery. We have cup holders, gigantic cup holders. This is my Starbucks bottle, and like more than half of it is like full in there. So if you do any spills or anything, it'll be in there, and it's pretty rugged looking, so that's what I really like. This area is pretty clean and nice. I love how this shifter is on this side, so like if I'm eating and stuff, food always gets in here, so I feel like this is gonna stay clean this way. And then we have the EV mode. If you have a lot of battery power, that's when you get to use this. You can put this on and then the car will be on electric power, but if you go too fast, obviously that turns off. And then we have sports mode, and then economy mode, and then we have trail mode, which is pretty cool. And then we have this parking brake here, and then hold. What this does is, it's pretty cool. Like when I go to delivery, and I'm like standing on a line in McDonald's, I press this hold button, and what I'll do is, like, I don't have to keep my foot on the brake to hold the vehicle. So that's pretty cool. In here, let me just recap. We have this cigarette lighter here, port here, and then we have a USB port here, which I connect for the Apple CarPlay here. Now, this is that ugly looking screen, the base model screen basically. I don't really like it. Nobody really likes it. It's ugly. I don't even know why they thought this would be even an option to offer. It's just something that I have to deal with. But I think the outline is there and everything. Maybe later in the future we can upgrade this thing to the higher model ones. But this is the passenger side. We also have a cubby here, which is pretty nice. And you could put your letters and stuff or paperwork in here, or the passenger can leave their stuff in here, which is pretty cool. And this is the design in here. I really like that. Another thing I really like about the design is this thing is flat, so you could put a lot of stuff in here and not have it roll around. Although this car is a lot smaller than my previous one, it doesn't really feel small. It feels pretty okay. This here is the driver's side. Now, as you noticed, I just pushed this whole seat back with this lever here. The seats aren't auto, so not even the driver one. You gotta literally pump it to go up and down and stuff like that. And then this is the front. This is where my DJI mounts to if I'm doing a vlog or anything like that. This is where my wireless this is my wireless, MagSafe, phone charger, and phone holder all in one. And this is connected over here. As you can see, is disconnected right now because I don't have space. You have automatic lighting here, which is gonna basically turn the high beam off and on when it gets too dark and stuff like that. This roller here is used for dimming the this thing here. And there's a lot of functions in this car, which is like radar cruise and stuff, which are also really, really cool. I really like them. If you're going far away, that's really important. And this is the other side, basically your mirror positioning buttons here, and then lock, unlock, and then locking the windows and stuff. I'm gonna use that soon because I got an appointment for tinting, so you guys know what's coming up. And then these switches and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for what I have in this vehicle. This is what it really kind of looks like. Before I end this video, I got to show you guys something important too. So since this is a hybrid model And I don't know if the other hybrid models are like this, or maybe because I drove too much in the city streets. But as you can see, I got 381 miles in the past 3 days of owning this vehicle, and I still have 245 miles to empty. So right now it's basically a little bit more than 600 miles in range. So that is crazy. And I literally, idled this thing a lot. My brother was driving on the sports mode and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. When you put the trail mode, forgot, I actually didn't even see. You get that cool background of the, messed up, crushed up rocks and stuff. So that was it for this video. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to explain anything. And from this point on, I'm going to add more videos to this playlist on adding things, or whatever the things I do with this car. I'm going to add them to this playlist. Make sure you guys watch those. Some of those things include license plate covers that are silicone, and then I got these organizers for the car, and then I got the blackout emblems from Toyota, and then tow hitch. And those are just a list of things that comes to my mind that I already ordered and that are already either here or should be here. But I got so much things to do and ton of things to put to this car. Make sure you guys stay tuned and watch this video so you guys can get ideas from me. Is that even a good idea? All right, see you guys later.